we're back! Yay!
More fun. Let's see if we can do better this time.
Right? Well, I mean, hey, so far I've gotten this far and haven't died. Have I died?
I don't think so.
Well, hey, then we're doing better already!
Whereas the last go-round was like Faces of Death.
That's a reference.
The old Faces of Death video.
That's a reference. Jesus Christ, I hit something. I don't know what I hit. Probably a fish. Just like you're just running across the heads. It's like Three Stooges all over again. So yeah, I've been watching videos of MXC. It turns out that the entirety of MXC has been released on YouTube.
I'll have to look into that.
Oh man, I love that show. Wasted a lot of time watching that on Spike TV back in the day. For those of you who don't know what MXC is, it's only like the coolest fucking show ever. Okay, now I'm getting worried.
Just
I did that just a little too well.
You know, I'm gonna go on record here as saying I hate ice levels in games, and I've always hated ice levels in games.
You know what I hate in games? Water temples.
Yeah.
Like, every Zelda game that has a water temple could do without a water temple.
I've really never been a fan of any level that required me to swim at all.
Well, yeah, there's that. But yeah, ice levels suck too. Excuse me. Pardon me.
Alright, significant improvement has been made.
Seriously. Oh, I figured out what the problem is. I haven't been holding the B button.
Oh.
You're always better in Mario games as long as you hold the B button. Woo! No, up, nope. It'll be awesome if I could just catch a ride to the end of the stage on the one that like flies near the top of the screen.
That would be handy.
Oh man. Oh well, at least I got the temporary invincibility. Oh, fuck you! Well, hey, at least it took me this long to die.
That's true.
Here's where the failing starts.
You know, those also remind me, I've always hated enemies like that, like the Medusa heads in Castlevania.
Right?
They're just annoying.
I mean, you want to talk about weird, like, concepts in great games. Look at Contra.
Just the whole thing.
Well, well, I mean, it starts out well enough like a military shooter where, you know, you're some kind of special operatives, special forces, whatever, and then at the end of the game it just takes a turn for, like, aliens. What the fuck?
That's true. And see, it's called Contra, so it was named after the whole Iranian Contra thing. So you're like, okay, this has something to do with, like, South American juntas or whatever. And, it's like, nah, man. It's aliens. Why wouldn't it be?
Because aliens. Son of a... Okay, in all honesty, here you go. Your turn. I don't even know what I was doing there. I will say they kind of killed it with the soundtrack of this game. The soundtrack of this game is pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's very hummable. Shit.
It's not like one of those games that's just like repeat of the same like 4 seconds over and over again. It's you can get down to this. The only problem is it's kind of the same thing on every stage. Like, it doesn't really change. Like, you know, at least Mario mixed it up where, you know, you had the overworld music, you had the underground music, you had Bowser's Castle music, you had water level music. You're at the end of it. What are you trying to do? What were you doing? Oh my god!
I don't know.
You should have just jumped.
It was terrible.
to tell you, man. But yeah, it's video game history, man. Another weird game. If you think about it, Mega Man.
Yeah, it's really strange.
I mean, for as awesome as the game of Mega Man is, it's truly an awesome game. I was never really any good at it, but what was Wily's motivation? I mean, what was the motivation of any of the Robot Masters? Just to fuck with Mega Man. That just seemed to be it.
It's pretty good motivation.
Or I'm sorry, in Japan he's called Rockman. Which made no sense because Rockman actually sounds like the name of would be one of the Robot Masters.
Yeah. It was a musical thing, you know. Like it was Rock, and then his sister robot was Roll.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Yeah. In
I
Japan,
never got that.
In Japan, the entire series has like a musical theme. Like it was rock and roll, and then like later there's bass. I think Rush the dog is named after Rush the band.
Huh.
Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that. But yeah, it's like there's an entire musical aspect that they just abandoned when they. Oh, shit.
Yeah, this part sucks. That's that part. I was seeing people all the way through that, man.
It's because
Just
they're
barrel
good,
straight through it.
and I'm not good. I'm the worst.
Let's give Fat Ass a try. Saying that.
You know what's funny?
You and I aren't overweight.
Yeah. It's funny though. This is a Mario game. I mean, in a sense.
And almost nobody
ever plays Mario.
It's so weird.
I mean, does he have a tangible benefit like the other characters?
I don't think he does. He's pretty just kind of a straightforward kind of. I think he might be like a little bit faster than the others, but Toad is still faster when Toad's carrying something. I know he jumps higher than Peach does. I think that might be it, is he actually just has more well-rounded traits.
Jack of all trades, master of none.
More or less. Oh, you motherfucking piece of... Come here, I want to rip your mask off. I wonder what's under a Shy Guy's mask.
They really are, you know...
Well, man, I don't know, because when I went to MechaCon this summer, they had a special adults-only thing at like 11 o'clock at night. It was a gaming burlesque show.
Sounds fun.
Oh, it was hilarious. Especially when you got a cross-play Princess Peach dancing to Wrecking Ball, and she comes right, and like she leaves the stage for like 15 seconds, I'm like, oh shit, something's about to happen. That's probably going to change the course of all of this, and it's going to be hilarious. And she comes back on stage riding on a chain chomp. I was like, yes, that was awesome. There we go. Only took one hit, but got through it. Don't touch that.
Don't touch the whale spray. That's one of those things that's good advice in video games and good advice in life.
There you are. I can never, it's like, it's the last one. It's always the last one, but I can never remember which one the last one should be. No, get away! Oh, for fuck's sake.
You know, looking at these whales, I'm reminded of this story that this kid told me one time.
Oh, God.
And I don't remember...
Okay, for reference, guys, Drew's stories are kind of infamous.
Well, this wasn't my story. This was a story a kid told me. This kid was like a habitual liar. This was years ago. And he told me that his family took a vacation to SeaWorld.
I'm gonna throw this fucking controller.
They did a thing where, you know, if you've been to SeaWorld, I don't know if they still do this, but they used to bring like an audience member down. Like, have them interact with Shamu or whatever. And I think one of the things they would do is like the whale would like pretend to kiss a woman or something. And so this kid tells me that he's at this vacation with his family at SeaWorld, and that Shamu kisses the woman as per the act, but the woman's very jealous husband was sitting in the audience and apparently didn't like this whale making time on his wife. and according to this kid who, I promise you I'm not making this up, but this just goes to prove how damaged some people are. The guy just happened to have a shotgun. I don't know. He just had it with him.
How the hell did you get that in the SeaWorld?
Yeah, logistics be damned. We're not concerned about that.
Okay, so it's one of those don't ask questions kind of situations.
Right. So, at this point, I could have easily said, this story's bullshit and you're a liar. But I was like, no, continue. I'd like to know more. And so the kid claims that the guy runs down from the audience and proceeds to insert the barrel of shotgun in Shamu's blowhole and let loose, killing the whale in a bloody mass of blubber and sinew and what have you.
And ambergris.
Yes. Just like the whalers of old.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
And this kid swears up and down this happened. So I let him finish his story, and I go, okay. That would have been on the news, buddy. If a guy just happened to insert a shotgun in Shamu's blowhole. And he said, and I quote, SeaWorld covered the whole thing up. So, according to him, not only did this happen, but SeaWorld apparently has powers even greater than the CIA, the NSA, what have you, in that they can suppress this information of this jealous husband who shot Shamu in his blowhole.
That's still really funny. Nonetheless, I mean, yeah, bullshit that it is, that was fucking awesome.
Part of me wants to laugh when somebody tells you something like that, but there's another part of me that's like, do you really believe this? Are you just telling me this for attention, or do you believe this happened?
Ah, shit, I fell.
Because if you believe this happened, I'm concerned.
Oh my god. That's insane, man. That's like straight up maddening. Get away from me. Why did Nintendo think ladybugs would just climb vines repeatedly? And come after you like a fucking villain if you touch their mind?
Sometimes the villains they choose are very strange.
Like Paul's voice?
Yeah, that's a weird one.
Well, what upset me is like, you can't even take full advantage of Paul's voice in America because,
you
don't have the microphone built into the controller. So, it's like, why even? Oh, man. I think both of us should have practiced a little bit.
You would think. I just assumed, I just assumed, Mario 2, that'll be no big deal. It's like, apparently it was a very big deal.
Oops.
Your skills get rusty.
Yeah, they do. Come here. Weird little bird thing. Oh, you motherfucker. I keep accidentally pausing it.
It's the controller. The scheme is not intuitive.
Now, you want to talk about a fucking scary-ass enemy. Look, fucking Phanto here, man.
I know that if a flying mask like that...
I mean, that's the shit, that's the shit nightmares are made of. I'm gonna take this motherfucker out so he can't shoot at me. I'm sorry. Fucking blew up Shamu. That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, let's think about that. Why did the guy have a shotgun with him in SeaWorld?
What? Okay, I got a question. What Shamu are they on now? Because I'm pretty sure they're on a different Shamu than when we were kids.
Oh, they have to be. Like, what do you do when you work at SeaWorld and you go in to work one day and Shamu's floating belly up in the tank?
Get a new Shamu, I guess.
I mean, I watched that documentary, Blackfish, about, the whole killer whale thing at these parks, and
Wasn't that narrated by Morgan Freeman?
I honestly don't remember.
I'm sorry, that was probably one of the worst Morgan Freeman impressions in the history of ever. I apologize for that.
But yeah, those things die all the time. I mean, I don't know all the time, but
There was, did you ever see the end of South Park: The Stick of Truth?
no.
Morgan Freeman shows up at the end to explain how Princess Kenny is really a half-orc princess, and just like this overly complicated thing that you think would have come up in the game as storyline, but it didn't. And they're like, Morgan Freeman, how come you always have to show up and explain something when it's overly complicated? And he goes, because every time I show up and explain something overly complicated, I get a freckle. Like a freckle appears on his face.
That's true.
Shit, no, there was something, I was watching Wanted, and this surprised the hell out of me, because you know how Morgan Freeman's characters are normally very well-spoken and all that?
Senatorial.
Yeah. And, I need to finish the story, we're running over. And he goes, he's very talking about how he saved their lives, how the machine wanted to kill them all and all that jazz. And he goes, if you want to continue this way of life, then just out of nowhere, just Samuel L. Jackson's that shit. Then shoot this motherfucker!
Yeah, I remember that. It was very unexpected.
What?
I feel like you should do that more often. But just like that. Not like say that all the time, but just in sentences like that.
Oh, balls. I think I used this in the wrong... Oh, no, I didn't. Alright, cool. Alright. Guys, we will see you in the next episode, which will probably be the final episode we do of this, because in all honesty, I don't think we're gonna fucking finish this game.
Later. We might not get past